Greetings, YouTube people. This is Citizenkong. And so far, this has been a great adventure for me. I tend to lose interest in things and hop from one new thing to another, but you folks are really holding my attention with the comments and the good feedback. And so I'm going to stick with it for a while. Today's video, or tonight's I should say, depending on what part of the planet you're on, it's not about the usual stuff that's bothering me, you know, how I'm complaining about the sad state of affairs, and I don't care about ranting about Michael Savage or persecution or anything like that, but it's mainly about viewer comments. And I got a letter from Underground Listener, and he seems to be happy with my style. Thank you, sir. And I hope this will satisfy you. I don't know if I want to devote a special time for each topic, but you suggested these topics for me. The Illuminati, street gangs, hypocrisy in our legal system, the dumbing down of society, and the legalization of marijuana for recreation. A lot of times the way I work is that something inspires me during the day, and usually it's a news item or whatever I'm in the mood for. And all these topics are very interesting, but I tend to try to talk about things that I know about, or at least think I know about. As far as the Illuminati, most of the information I've been getting lately is from gleaning it from YouTube. And of course, we're not all going to use YouTube as a source of knowledge, are we? Oh, except when you're listening to Citizenkong. But the Illuminati is very, very interesting. And the idea that the Freemasons, etc., a small group of people control the world. And it sort of seems that way. It makes sense in some ways that there might be this ancient bloodline of these masters that pull the strings in the world. And there was an interesting video on YouTube where it showed all the Illuminati and Freemason symbols in advertising and all different kinds of places in the world, and they were like the Pentagon morphing into a goat's head and things like that, and showing the pyramid and the eye on the dollar bill. I don't know if you've ever saw the Rudyard Kipling movie, The Man Who Would Be King. When I saw that movie, I was drunk, and when it turned out that those people that they were with were also Freemasons, along with Michael Caine and Sean Connery, that really blew my mind. Of course, I was drunk at the time, but I was working on an art project at that period that involved using the eye as a symbol, so it doubly blew my mind. Who was that? It was Carl Jung, who talked about the collective unconscious. And I think that has a lot to do with the symbolism, and that's why there's all these coincidences. And there's going to be, among us, in our collective unconscious, strong symbols or symbology that's going to matter to us. So that's my take on Illuminati. I mean, you know, there's all these rich guys that are white Anglo-Saxon Protestants that were born into society, and they pass the skull and bones thing and all that and do these weird rituals. So, I mean, it's quite possible, you know, that there is a secret group that's running things. I mean, I'm keeping an open mind, but I don't want to sound like a conspiracy nut. Has anyone seen that episode of Family Guy where the boy goes off to boarding school, and part of the ritual to join their frat, he had to go into the closet with the old man who likes little boys. Anyway, that's very hilarious. Okay, the hypocrisy in our legal system. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is Paris Hilton and Scooter Libby. Now, there you go for hypocrisy. Some rich girl tries to beat the system. They stick it to her. Some rich white guy beats the system, and the president commutes his sentence. Hey! There goes the timer. That lets me know I'm at 5 minutes, so I'll try not to keep this too long. The dumbing down of society. Watch the movie Idiocracy, and there is a conspiracy It's written by the same guy that brought us King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead. And there was a conspiracy involved in keeping that movie under wraps because he really goes after the corporations and the way Americans think. Idiocracy. It shows it all in a nutshell. And I encourage you all to watch it. Everybody that's listening or viewing this this YouTube thing. When I get money, when I get lots of money, I'm going to have a podcast. You watch. Maybe someday. Okay, so The Dumbing Down of Society. Idiocracy. Watch that movie. It explains it all. The legalization of marijuana for recreation. Well, the first thing we got to do is get them bastards in Washington to respect states' rights and let them use medical marijuana. Let them use marijuana for medical purposes, okay? That's the first step of the slippery slope, and that's what they're afraid of. Because once we accept the medicinal qualities of marijuana, it'll be a free-for-all. We'll be smoking bong hits on the street corner. Okay, this is how I feel about marijuana. You know, there's one group that makes it sound like it's harmless. No, it's not harmless, okay? You know, not anybody can just smoke all the pot they want. And I myself, I quit quite a few years back. When I'm an old man sitting on the porch of my rocking chair, I might got nothing better to do and I'm dying anyway. I might take it up again. But for now, I've got better fish to fry. But as far as locking people up for smoking it or throwing people in jail for possessing it, it's crazy. Talk about hypocrisy in our legal system. I mean, it's just nuts. And you might disagree with me, and you feel free to say so. I guess that's it. Okay, so really quickly, the interesting news is that I broke the number 30 for the number of subscribers. So very quickly, the new subscribers are Codex Biohazard, Kamikaze Koski, and she's an opinionated gal, and you should check out her stuff. Courtmeister 262, who seems to be a very popular fellow, and I like his style. Coffee Dude 65, very erudite, straightforward man, straight talker. AJ Tigger, Azrael's Judgment, who's also a pretty serious dude, at least the videos I've seen so far, and bears listening to. Before Magic Carpet Turns to Ash. Now there's this group of these guys, and they're like very artsy, and this guy seems to be one of them, and they seem to be people living in Asia, because their videos are of Asia, and I'd like to know where they're coming from, but there's a lot of good, you know, like world peace kind of stuff in their videos, and they have a good message. Underground Listener, who I already mentioned, and Johnny Smooth, this guy's a hoot, you should check him out, and 55 Ella 2007K, 55 Ella 2007K, very, very thoughtful lady, and seems like a very, very nice woman, and she's got some videos out there to check out. So there's this wonderful circle of progressive thinkers, and I'm glad they found me and they've subscribed to me, and I turn around and subscribe back, you know. So it's a vicious circle. All right, this is Citizenkong, wishing you all the best. Cheers.